Okay, let's get started. So windshield repair and headlight restoration are easy, but they are not simple. Today we're going to learn how to do both. My goal is, as we go through each module and chapter of the technical and hands-on work, that you have all your questions answered and you leave here today confident that you can be proficient in both technically the repair work for windshield repair and of course headlight restoration as well. A little bit about my teaching methodology. You've maybe had this experience where you've attended a class and it's just all information and content. You hardly do anything hands-on. You leave and you might remember or retain that much. So instead of that, what we're going to do is chop it up. So we're going to talk theory and information and then move on into hands-on and then back to theory information, and these are building blocks. So that's my methodology. Windshield repair, headlight restoration is easy, but it's not simple. I'm also intentionally only going to give you a little bit of information at a time. And that's not to be patronizing, that's just to make sure that we build gradually. So my name is Matt Horn. My background in the industry, just so everyone's clear, is Clear Solutions is a distribution business. So we're distributing Delta kits, headlight restoration and windshield repair, tooling, equipment, and supplies. Supplies include the resins for both the windshield repair and the headlight coating. And I've had that business for 8 years. We have over 600 accounts in Canada that we supply that continue to purchase either training, equipment, or more kits as they grow their businesses from us. Most of you have talked to Marion. We have a small team here in Calgary. Before that, I'm also the founder, if you've seen the orange windshield repair kiosks, of Deco Windshield Repair. I started that company 11 years ago. That company has 140 of the mobile kiosks from Vancouver Island east to Winnipeg. So let's be clear, this is not a conflict for me to train you today, and this is why. I want to be sure that anyone doing windshield repair work in any part of Canada, specifically Alberta, is doing a great level of technical repair, and that quality has been raised and set. It's in our interest to be sure that anyone doing it is doing it at the highest level possible. In the US, for instance, there's been an incredible amount of insurance fraud, but also very poor technical repair work, and that harms the industry for everyone, right? One bad apple can spoil the whole bunch. So I don't see it as a conflict to train you today. I want to be sure that you are doing the best possible repairs you can. That's how I came into the industry and specifically facilitating training events like this. So you may know, one of the challenges is your suppliers. If they deliver late or wrong, it's really disruptive, or they don't deliver at all for your business, particularly in a service business. So when I started Deco Windshield Repair, I brought in several different manufacturers of bridge assemblies to determine what are we going to use in our business, what tooling and equipment is going to be reliable, dependable, and easy to train on. So again, our interest was we needed a durable product that was easy to use, easy to train people on, that performed great repairs. So after a little bit of deliberation, we settled on the Delta Kits brand equipment and tooling, and later became the distributor for Canada. So that's a quick background of my experience in the industry and how I arrived here today to facilitate the training. So I'm really looking forward to this. Let's get going. Would someone attempt to answer this question? What is windshield repair? So we're all on an equal starting point here. There's no wrong answers. Based on your understanding and what you've learned to this point, what is windshield repair? What does it do to the glass? What is the purpose of it? What is the benefit of it? Who would like to attempt to? Calvin.
Restores the integrity of the windshield.
Great. Anything else?
Prevents the crack from spreading.
Great. So it prevents a crack from getting bigger, or from a chip from becoming a crack. Restores the structural integrity. Let's continue to add the definition here. How else would you define windshield repair?
A viable option over replacement.
Absolutely. Yeah, a viable option over replacement. So repair, and we'll talk about the finer points of this detail later on, is a fraction of the cost of replacement. So there's absolutely an economic benefit to doing this. What else?
Then we don't have to replace the whole windshield and have to reseal the whole windshield, take it off and put it on and all that stuff.
That's right. That's right, Odie. So because the cost of replacement is much higher than repair, and in Bill's case, sometimes a replacement's not possible. So you want to keep that windshield in the vehicle, or if it's a new windshield, you want to retain that factory seal as often as possible. So for businesses like Chad that are flipping glass, that's another economic benefit is don't flip the glass. Repair instead of replace and save the company that money.
There's also appearance and the safety issue
Yes.
of cracks in the visible line, which is actually, ticket offense. And, if it gets too big, then you can have an issue. They say when you're at high speeds on the highway, right?
Yeah, they do. So yeah, Peter's brought up a few other good points about safety, vehicle inspections, either a police officer ticketing you, or if you have a commercial vehicle, they're inspected and are under different scrutiny than a passenger vehicle. That's right, and we'll cover all of that. Great, I think that's a good starting point for what is windshield repair. Before this class, did you have any reference or idea that windshield repair technology has been around for more than 45 years? I didn't when I started. 45 years, that's a long time for what we're learning to do today that's been around. Has it improved? Yes. So the Delta Kit bridge assembly that we're learning to train on today has gone through several iterations. Brent is the current president of Delta Kits. He's a second generation owner, and his father started engineering and manufacturing the tooling and equipment, and Brent has continued to improve that over the years. This bridge has improved in the 9 years we've been distributing their products and become significantly better. When I started 11 or 12 years ago, a few years before that, I'll say 15, if you opened up a windshield repair kit like we have as samples off to the side and the kits you're purchasing today, it looked like you needed to be a doctor or an orthopedic surgeon to do windshield repair. And that's where some of these legacy names come from for the glass companies, glass doctor, windshield surgeons, and so on, because there were different types of resin for different tints and colors of glass, different contours of glass, shapes of glass. Now, things have become far more simplified. We have one all-purpose type of resin that we distribute from Delta Kits called MagnaBond. It's a great performing resin in all temperature and weather climates in Canada. Great product. And the tooling and equipment, the bridge assemblies, this is the newest version of the B250 flip lever bridge, and that's the one we're recommending in all the kits, particularly if you're doing any sort of capacity or volume in your repair work. Yes, Odie?
Why did they change it to flip type instead of that pump
Yes.
from before?
So what Odie's asking about is, and it's still available, is the B300 bridge assembly from Delta Kits, and it has a vacuum pump instead of a flip lever. So the vacuum pump, it just fails over time. And the flip lever doesn't, now that we've been using it for 3 or 4 years. The pumps just had to be serviced. You had to re-grease the O-ring, and sometimes the spring failed completely. There's just fewer moving parts in the flip lever, and it's become a very durable bridge for us to use. Up on the board, we've got the second bullet point. Would you agree that this is still a fair statement of the industry today? The glass shops particularly don't like repair because the more repairs done, the fewer windshields are replaced. Would that be true?
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely, it is true. So windshield repair prevents chips, as we've already defined, from splitting out or cracking. And in some instances, if you keep up with the repair work, it will completely defer the need for a replacement. You can keep the original windshield in a vehicle now and never replace it if you keep up with the repairs. So this does cut down on the number of windshield replacements. So glass shops have a bit of a conflict here. If they see a customer who has a chip repair, they have their fixed costs for their shop, their staff, and there's more margin in a replacement, so they're not necessarily going to act in the best interest of the customer by recommending repair when that can be done, because they'll make more money on a replacement. It's great if you're supplementing by adding windshield repair to an existing service because you don't have that conflict. Windshield replacement, by the way, is a completely different skill set, and there's a lot more variables than just repair.